All right, guys, my name is Heather Harrison. I am a Lifetime 3-star Premier Diamond. I am underneath Lori Stewart, and I had the opportunity to come jump on tonight and talk a little bit about mindset. So I wanted to just kind of give you guys my backstory because you'll probably find bits and pieces of maybe where you're at in your life, but I have completely changed my mindset, and I will hands down say your mindset in this business and in your life and in your personal life is everything. And when you change that mindset, your whole entire course of wherever you're at will change. I have been a coach for 4 years. In July, I've been coaching for 4 years, and my story and my coaching actually started out in Saudi Arabia. I had nothing here in the US. I was a full-time runner throughout middle school and high school and college, and in October 2014, my husband left to go to Saudi Arabia to pursue a full-time position over there. I was a full-time recruiter. I had my dream job. I loved it. I worked from home, and at that time, I was 6 months pregnant and had an 18-month-old baby. I had no plans to even move out of the country until this decision was made between the two of us, and little did I know it would completely change the course of my life. I stayed back to have my baby in February of 2015, and from there I had a coach reach out to me multiple times saying, Heather, I really think that you need this 21-day fix to go. With me moving to another country, going to a gym 2 to 3 hours a day was just not feasible, you guys. And I will hands down say, in June of 2015, I did not join this business for the business. I joined this for the community. I was recently diagnosed prior to my pregnancy with Hashimoto's disease and celiac disease. I had been moved to another country with a 9-week-old and a 2-year-old. I knew absolutely zero people but my husband. And if you know Saudi Arabia, you probably know that women are not favored over there per se, and I literally relied on my husband for everything, from taking me to the grocery store to taking me off of the compound that I lived on unless I wanted to take a bus. And I lost who I was. I was not the same person when I moved over there, and I started with the 21-day fix and was like, hey, I'm gonna go all in with my husband with the 21-day fix in June. I will be 100% honest, I bought the 21-day fix off of Amazon, knew that this program was gonna work, and in July of 2015, came back to the States for the summer and signed up to be a coach. From that point forward, it's just kind of my thing. I kind of go all in or don't do it at all. I went all in. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just kind of showing up every single day, doing those vital behaviors, quote unquote vital behaviors, by sharing my journey with my program. And at that point, I hadn't even gotten my shakes yet. Didn't know about the personal development aspect, and I really didn't have much of a team. Lori was not my coach at the time. I had a coach that was a hobby coach, so learning everything was more or less like on me, and I actually grew very quickly. I was diamond within a 90-day period. No idea what that meant, nor did I really care, you guys, because I didn't understand where I was in my business. I dropped, I fell, I would go in and out of diamond. In July of 2016, I went 1 star and still really didn't know what that meant because I wasn't committed to all of my vital behaviors and really understanding what this business truly could do. So to catch you guys up, the first 2 years of my business was 100% run from Saudi Arabia. And I say that because you do not need to be here in the States. You don't need to be, at your home base to run a full-time business. And I was 9 hours ahead. I had to figure out a way to run my business here in the US because we weren't in the UK at the time, and figure out how to still deal with my life over in Saudi. I would come home for the summers and I would figure out a way to onboard all of the people over in Saudi and get all of their products over to them. And I did that. I remember a very vivid conversation in November of 2017 with Lori, and it was the first time in my business I had not hit Success Club. I didn't even know what Success Club really was up until that point, but I knew it was growing my business, you guys. From that point, she asked me what program I had committed to, when was the last time I committed to that program, what personal development I was doing, and I didn't know. I had been going back and forth with programs, trying this, trying that, not really diving into my personal development with that correlating to where I was at in my life. I was doing all of this personal development because, Julie Smith or, Jim Bob said this was the go-to book, instead of really diving in and saying, this is the personal development that I need for myself right now. And she gave me a book by Julian Michaels. I think it's called, is it Unleashed, Lori? Or Unlimited or Unleashed. And it was a book that literally changed the hands down trajectory of my entire career. And I say career because this is what I wanted to do and I didn't even know it, okay? I still dabbled in the business from 2017, and I continued to grow. I continued to fight off really standing next to and working with my leader to try to do my own thing over and over and over, try to make my own trainings, try to do all these things by myself. And I was successful. Month after month, you guys, I was still hitting Success Club 10. I still only have not even 6,000 followers on Instagram, okay? Every single month, I was still doing these things they were growing my business constantly. But the mindset of me moving past Diamond, I would say it all day long, but the mindset of me actually doing it and being there was not there. My husband is overseas 10 months out of the year still. I have a lot going on in my life, and I finally said it this year in January of 2019 that I was going to end as an elite coach. I made a really big goal for myself. I mean, it was a really, really big goal. And I said, I can do it. Prior to this, I've built 2 diamonds, right? They just weren't at the same time, and things just weren't lining up properly for me. But I went into this in January of 2019. I wrote down these really big, hairy, scary goals. And I committed to Transform 20, and I committed to my challengers first and foremost, and I went back and I became a challenger myself. And in that 6 weeks, that program, you guys, it changed my mindset. It changed how hard all of this stuff that we do in our business really is. And I found some really good, solid coaches that didn't even know they were coaches because they showed up for themselves first. From that point, I had a discount coach named Amanda, and I had a coach that had been coaching with me since November of 2018 that had been dabbling in their business. I put it out there for them that we were doing a leadership retreat in November of this year, and it was going to be at Disney World. And still in the back of their minds, Lori was making decisions and we were still working on things. But during that time, from the time I ended Transform 20 to July of 2019, something just completely shifted with me. And it was my mindset. Instead of doing things on my own, I went to Lori and I said, how can I step in and help not only our team, but your team? What can I do to step in so we can be a team together? So when we're sitting here trying to do all these fun things and all these graphics and all these things that really don't have anything to do with our business, because what we should be focusing on, I don't care if we are a diamond coach or a 15-star diamond, I will say it until I'm blue in the face, is recruiting and never stopping. I'm a recruiter at heart, you guys. I recruited physicians and nurses for 10 years, and that will always be the sole purpose of my business. Because if you are not consistently growing and recruiting, you don't have a business, okay? And when my mindset shifted and said, okay, well, Success Club 10, that's like my minimum now. Now what I really want to hit 20 every single month. So you know what I do every single month on the first of the month? It's minimum Success Club 20. And you know what? If I don't hit it, I know I pushed and did everything I can. It's, Heather, you better be reading some type of personal development and committing and sharing it. I literally share the personal development I do every single day. I don't care if it's a little snippet. I don't care if it's part of my post, but hands down, I share it. I hate reading, you guys. I hate listening because I feel like I have to go back and listen to it 20,000 times because I have 2 kids that need me 24/7. But I pick up those little tidbits that I need. And I know when I can't think of a post or I can't do what I need to do, it's because I didn't get my personal development in that day. So come around to July of 2019 of this year, I was a diamond coach. At this point, my husband has not become a diamond coach yet. I see Chelsea, she's getting there with her diamonds. And Amanda, hands down, said she was gonna go all in with this business in March, okay? And she was an Emerald coach at the time. We set a date that they had to hit diamond by. We committed to Morning Meltdown 100. And I'm gonna tell you from August until I believe it was September 26th of 2019, when we woke up as a 3-star qualifying team. We committed to ourselves. We literally showed up every single day. And in those 100 days, my parents decided after 40 years they were gonna separate. I literally broke off a 13-year best friendship with my best friend. And I literally was drowning in the background. And you know what pushed me every single day was getting up knowing that I'm helping people change their lives. Because if I set my mindset to something, you guys, there's no going back for me. I showed up every single day for every single coach, for every single challenger that wanted to be there for me. I literally cut out the negativity in my life, and it's freaking hard to do. I told my mom that if she couldn't be happy and she couldn't come around here and be positive and not bash my dad, she wasn't allowed to come. I also told my best friend who had been battling cancer 6 months prior that I was absolutely done because I didn't deserve to be treated the way I was treated. Because I did literally everything for her and I was getting absolutely nothing in return. And when I dove into the relationships that were benefiting me and those positive relationships that I got out of this business that had become friends over the past 4 years and that have literally gotten me through some of my hardest times, y'all, it was game on. And I mean that with every single ounce of being. When I literally stuck to it and said, nope, I don't care what is happening in my day that is negative, It is not going to deter me from doing this in my business. Because when you shift your mindset to say, okay, so yeah, something negative happened today, something bad's going on in my life, but freaking heck, I changed 10 lives today, you guys. That's freaking amazing, right? When I get to sit here and say, Amanda, you just woke up as a lifetime diamond and you had wanted nothing to do with this business at all because y'all, she had gotten, pardon my French, but screwed by another company and she literally wanted nothing to do with Beachbody. But you know what happened was she literally changed her life from January to September. And she poured her heart into her business for 2 months straight. That's all it takes, you guys, is changing that mindset. And I don't have this magic formula. I've been in this business 4.5 years now, and I literally will say the community in here, you're gonna have your negative Nancy's, you're gonna have your positive Patsy's, and you're gonna have people that just want nothing more than the workouts. You're gonna want people that wanna come into your groups and be that negative Nancy. And I'm gonna tell you, I had 3 of them. And I privately messaged them and said, I'm sorry, but if you're gonna be a negative Nancy, there's a difference when you're in a group and you're in a challenge group and sharing your struggles and being a negative Nancy every single day, there's a difference. And you can definitely say to them, if that's what you're coming here for, is to bring a negative light to them, I'm sorry, but that's not what we're here for, okay? And if I look at anybody here and I say, what is your mindset when you wake up in the morning? Are you a grumpy human being that wakes up in the morning that literally needs 2 hours to wake up? And then when somebody asks you a question, it's a negative response? Or when you wake up in the morning, do you decide that you are gonna be the person that's meant to change a life today? Because I can promise you, and I'll cry till I'm blue in the face, and I'm a very emotional person, but the person that I was 4 years ago was 100% the most negative person that you've ever met. I was miserable. I was in a compound filled with the same 2,000 people that I saw every single day. Every single day for 2.5 years. I saw the same people, but instead of me being a negative person, I got out there and I chose to work a business that in Saudi Arabia, I have 70+ clients still. And I can check up with them, and a lot of them are from the UK. And so I can tell you right now, just because I'm back here in the US doesn't mean my mindset gets to be any different. This community has changed my mindset about everything. This little yes that I said yes to, I never in a million years, you guys, would have thought, hey, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna recruit and this is gonna be my full-time job every single day. But I'm also gonna tell you, and when I went to Lori and I told her that I had $8.47, I was living off of my savings because my husband was in the process. And this business had to work, or I had to go back and get a full-time job. As I'm sitting here, hey guys, can you mute yourself, please? Okay. It had to work for me because I have 2 girls that are here, and there was no way my husband was going to be in Saudi Arabia and I was going to wake up at 4 in the morning to drop them off at school and pick them up at 6:30 at night. It wasn't going to happen because they needed me. So here's the thing, you guys. I was supposed to give you guys some tips tonight, and Lori said, try to give some tips, and I'm going to give you guys just a couple tips because I don't have a huge long story, but I will say your mindset is going to change your business. And if you wake up tomorrow and you say, man, I just can't do this, I can't be a diamond coach by the end of the year, I'm going to call your BS, because I opened my second business center on November 15th, and I can become a diamond coach next week if I wanted to, in my second business center, because I have the mindset that it's going to happen, because I have the mindset that this is my only option and I don't have a plan B. Okay? So the first tip that I'm going to say right now, and it's going to be a really hard thing to do, take a piece of paper and I want you guys to write down every negative thing, person, thing in your life. Every single person. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you might not think they're negative, but when they're sitting there bashing their husband, or they're sitting there bashing another person on the couch, when they're supposed to be your best friend, that's negativity going into your life that you don't need, right? And I'm saying that because I know each and every one of you probably has some kind of like negativity just driving that little like mean girl in your brain right now saying, well, I don't think it's going to be feasible for me. This business, it can't be this. And when you have that mindset, you guys, guess what? You're going to have that mindset. And if you don't think you can hit diamond, it's not going to happen. But when you have these second tip, every single big dream, goal, whatever you have, 10x it and write it down. Because I'm going to tell you right now, Lori came to me and said, Heather, well, you missed the qualification. This was the day before I had to get up and wake up for my qualification for Elite. And she said, you can be sad about not hitting an Elite qualification this year, or you can really freaking celebrate being a premier 3-star diamond coach. And when I woke up on that Thursday morning, I freaking celebrated the heck out of being a premier 3-star diamond coach, knowing that in Q1 of 2020, my team will be a 5-star team, and I'm going to knock that out of the water, and I will be an Elite coach next year. So you have to change the mindset of, no, well, I missed that qualification. Or you can freaking celebrate the heck out of the qualification and the milestones that you did meet. And if it wasn't for Lori and what she's been through and at her story and how her mindset has changed over the past 7.5 years of her coaching you guys, my mindset would be very different. I chose to stop doing everything on my own and partner up with the one person that you should be partnering up with. I chose to step in and ask what she needed help with. I chose to step in and take leadership of things that she takes stuff off of her plate, because that's what a leader does. Yes, you have a leader that can provide all of this information for you, but what is it doing when you're doing something on your own instead of literally soaking in everything your coach is doing and saying, how can I help? What can I do to help out our whole team? I have one team call a month now, and this is my team call. Do I host my own sneak peek? Yeah, with Lori and our coaches. Because I stopped overworking myself and I started pouring leadership into where it needed to be poured into. And that was our team. She's an amazing leader, but you guys, your leaders can only freaking do so much. So you know what? I say, guess what? Lori, run with the graphics, run with all the fun stuff. Let me help you where we can utilize me. So if you're that person that thinks that you literally need to do everything on your own, I'm going to tell you, hands down, you've got some amazing freaking leaders that you can turn to and dive into their teams. You don't have to do it on your own. You guys can take anything away, my mindset shifted from me having to do everything on my own to literally pouring into Lori and the team. Where are my coaches? Do I have my own team page? Yes, but my coaches are part of our big team page, because I really truly believe that it is a team effort and we don't go solo on anything. So if you're sitting here right now saying, I cannot do this, I hands down tell you, write down the negativity in your life, and it might be Christmas and it might be freaking hard, but make it a resolution to say, I am done. I am drawing a line in the sand. And it was the hardest text that I literally ever wrote in my life to my best friend, and told her I was drawing the line because I didn't deserve to be treated the way I was. Okay? Second thing, dream really freaking big. And I mean really freaking big. Because if you don't dream 10x what you're dreaming now, when you hit that little milestone, you're not going to have anywhere to dream. Yes, my dream is to bring my husband home, but it's not his dream to stop working. So you know what? I want to be able to freaking travel the world with him. I have so many big dreams, and I have all these big dreams written down. And yeah, I will be an elite team, but learn to celebrate, you guys, those wins and those milestones, even if you don't hit that goal by December 31st this year. Even if you don't hit that qualification, or if you missed a qualification, I guarantee you worked that much harder, and you have that many more coaches, or you have that many more challengers that you helped because you worked that much harder. So freaking celebrate it. And personal development. If you aren't doing personal development and you're not growing with where you need to be in your life right now, the book you're reading, is it serving you right now? Because I'm going to tell you right now, there's a lot of people reading a lot of other books, but Slay Like a Mother is a book that I need as a mom right now. I've been almost 5 months without my husband. It's been literally the most trying 5 months of my life, because I'm the only child here that has our parents 10 miles away. So my brother that lives in LA doesn't have to deal with what I'm going through, trying to keep the sanity, okay, with my parents and with everything in my life. So you need to provide the personal development in your life that is going to serve you, not anybody else, okay? And just listen to me when I say this community is a community. And when I joined, it was for the community. I had no intentions of working the business. But a month into this community, I told myself I wanted to dabble in the business. Dabbling in a business and committing to a business, you're the CEO of your own company, you guys. And when you have that mindset and you go in on a Wednesday and you have the mindset of, okay, I got to look at my downline. I'm the CEO of my business. And tomorrow I'm going to get paid. And you don't have a paycheck, or you have 6 people going inactive, and that's not only going to affect your paycheck, but that's going to affect everybody below you. Y'all, that mindset, right? That mindset's there. Or what about that challenger that really needs you, but you decided that you're going to be a hobby coach to them and not show up for them because you're deciding to dabble in your business, and you're just going to throw them into a group that has absolutely no accountability and support. If you're going to do that to one of your challengers and one of your coaches, throw them in your coach's group. Do them a favor and change your mindset, because you don't have to work this business, but you could change somebody else's life by putting them in other groups as well, okay? So your whole mindset of this business you need to draw that line right now, and you need to ask yourself, are you that negative Nancy that wakes up every single morning and looks for a negative? Do you have the negativity in your life? Are you freaking dreaming big? And what personal development are you doing? Because hands down, those things right there, they've changed my business, my personal life, my mental health in 2019. Not throughout my whole entire coaching journey. This has been the toughest road that going from Saudi to here, compared to what I've been through in the past 5 months mentally, I would hands down say has been the most trying year that I've been in. So I ask you those things. I ask you to, write down those tips and write down those things, because if you're not doing those things, you guys, keep it simple as well. You can have all the fun things in the world to like keep track of yourself with. I'm probably the most simple coach you'll ever come across. I literally use the tracker every single day. I've dabbled in every other business activity tracker out there. And if you're truly trusting and believing in what Beachbody is offering you, you have a place that their information is already stored. It's called your back office, right? So you really just need pen and paper to run a business and your computer. You don't need all the fun, fancy $40 a month anything. You don't need the fun, fancy emails or anything like that. And when I learned to change my mindset and say, I need to stop worrying about all of this, and all I really need is this business activity tracker that I'm paying $15 a month for, Beachbody knows what they're doing. You can send emails from your back office, and that's what you're paying for. So the simplicity mindset has been game changing for me. And I hands down will tell you that business activity tracker needs to be a must in everybody's business. Because what happens if your computer busts? What happens if something breaks? You can't get on it, but you can sure print out these things and keep them in your binder. And you can go back and you can have everything on pen and paper. So old school is the way to go. And that's really all I have for you guys. If you guys have questions, I saw a bunch of questions come through. Lori, did you see any questions come through?
There was a few, but I want to kind of touch on a few things. So first, I know our team is mostly preachers rather than teachers. So we're really big on just, like she said, the mindset and the encouragement and just the accountability piece. But I wanted Heather to actually kind of talk on a few little things that she does really well that I feel might be helpful for you guys. So a lot of this is about duplication and how you can do this yourself. So yes, you're going to have to get your mindset in the right place. But when times are hard, and this is the first thing that you want to not commit to, having these consistent actionable items that you know that you need to do every day will help you to go in. Because if you don't feel like going to your job, you're still going to go to your job when you're not feeling great. You still go and you do your tasks that you have to do and you get it done, and then you go home from work, right? And we do this every single day. So if you create this mindset of this is my business that I have to do, you're going to take these action steps every single day. So like Heather mentioned with the business activity tracker and being a pen and paper, I know that she carries this tracker with her everywhere she goes. And it's literally written out. There's scribbles, highlighters. But I wanted her, just because she doesn't have a huge following, but she consistently earns at least Success Club 10 every month. Plus she gets her husband, and I think she does her mom's account. How she is making these connections with people. Because number one, it's about us being consistently consistent. People trust her because she's been showing up every day, because she shared, like, I'm going through something hard, but I'm coming with a positive mindset. But once you get to the point of you're trying to make these relationships, because you're going to have to connect with people, you're going to have to recruit people. And how do you do that? Just with life going on, it's these steps that we have every day laid out. So she opens this up and says, okay, this is my job duty for the day, and this is what I have to do. If we worked a full-time job and you didn't do that task for the day, that was your assigned task, what's going to happen over time is your job is going to be like, she sucks, we need to fire her because she is not living up to her minimum standard of work. So in my mind, that's my minimum. We have to hit Success Club. We have to be working on helping changing people's lives. And so it's 3 people. So in order to have those 3 people, we have to talk to more people. So I want her to kind of share just some of the things that she does to create conversations, or when she's reaching out, and just maybe just the simple verbiage that you use, because again, it's what we do isn't hard, but we work hard, but this is not hard work. But like she says, we do a lot of overcomplicating. So go back to that Success Club tracker and kind of just share a couple things of maybe how you start conversations, how you connect to people, how you're just growing more it's better. It's not so much having a big following, but having quality followers, I guess I should say. So kind of share on that and maybe how you're converting those people into being your challengers, your coaches, and really just helping them.
Every single person that is on my Instagram, you guys, first and foremost, I know there's a lot of bots right now, like, following your stories or whatnot. I've never used any kind of platform to gain followers. I work really hard at gaining true, authentic followers with the hashtags outside of what I would normally do. Like, I literally use nothing fitness related. I've got celiac disease. I have a baking following, moms that bake, single moms, separated parents, military moms. I utilize those and I go look these hashtags up, and I will generally go and just comment, ask questions about things that I'm genuinely interested in. I don't go looking for people to necessarily come and say, hey, come join my challenge group. Okay. I don't do that anymore. What I don't even call it a hey girl message, but my message looks like, hey, I just came across your page. I love your farmhouse look. I'm looking to do my Christmas tree a little bit more farmhouse. Like, where did you get the buffalo plaid ribbon from, or something simple like that? Because you're not trying to sell something, right? They're not coming to your page to try to jump on board with you. I genuinely have like a conversation going because I freaking love her tree and I love the buffalo plaid. So connect on a level that's different than fitness. Okay. Yes, a lot of us have journeys within health and fitness. A lot of us have a weight loss journey or transformation story. I connect with a lot of Hashimoto's, thyroid moms and postpartum moms, because I got diagnosed with Hashimoto's after I had 2 miscarriages. So like, these things go hand in hand. And I look at these as opportunities to really just enlighten people on different things going along with Hashimoto's or connecting. And I get questions all the time, like, how do I manage my weight with Hashimoto's? What kind of, how, like, I get these questions, but it's because I'm connecting with them on other levels besides just Hashimoto's, right? You go in and you just see a regular mom and like their hashtag might be Hashimoto's, but you've noticed these other things that you can connect with them on. So that's one way that I do it. Never discount ever the warm market that you had even 10 years ago, okay? I have people that I ran track and field with in high school that I was just super afraid to reach out to for the longest time, and I don't know why. But what's the worst thing that your warm market is going to say to you? No, not right now. But the best feeling in the world, you guys, that you will ever get is, geez, I've been following you for the past year and I just haven't had the courage to reach out to you, right? So you see the views that you have in your Instagram stories. Every single day, this is kind of what my day looks like. I get out my Success Club tracker. Today I had an hour to do a power hour for myself just because mom life has happened and I have a lot going on before my husband comes home. But I had an hour to do this by myself. Everybody I reached out to last month that didn't like purchase their challenge pack, that didn't follow up with me the first or second, between the 1st and 5th of the month, those are the people I follow up with, hands down, right? Because they were interested before, they had a share cart out before. Yes, I will always be that one person, you guys, that follows up. I am like the queen of follow up. Until they tell me to get the F off, I will follow up with them. I've been following up with people for 4 years and they're finally committing. So when I reach back out, this is something, this is one of the questions I just came back with. Hey girl, I noticed that your share cart didn't go through last month. I'm sorry, but right now, like for No Excuse November, right? The 140 is not going to be there anymore, right? Hey, the 140 is not standing right now with your toolkit, but I have an amazing promo code that I would love to offer you if you're if you're interested. I would love to talk with you more about the toolkit that we currently have to offer. And as of tomorrow, we have a brand new program coming out, so we can add that on for the same price. You guys, I don't really have a script. It's truly how I'm feeling or what I'm connecting with at the time. I wish I had like this one script that I send out all the time, but I don't. And it's because I'm genuinely like every single day I make those conversations true and meaningful, and not like, hey girl, just want to let you know, like we're having a sale and I've got promo codes. I used to do that all the time. And it got really, really old because I was like, oh gosh, Facebook blocked me. I like sent out the same 50 like, hey girl messages. So if you know that they're struggling with finances right now, if you know it just wasn't a good time, let them know your new boot camp's opening up and you guys need to end the year right. Let them know tomorrow there's a new bar program and you can get the same toolkit that you offered them 2 months ago for the same price, but with a new program. And you've got a $10 promo code, and you can, it's all about the connection, you guys. It truly is. And if I have viewers that I know that are following me, this is kind of what one of my messages would say. Hey girl, I've noticed that you've been following my stories for a while. I just want to say thank you so much. Sometimes it's really hard for me to pour out what's really on my mind. And I've noticed that you've commented on a few of my posts. If there's anything that I can do to help you out within your health and wellness journey, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm just a hot mess mom like most moms out there, and no question is out of the question. Hope you have a great week. And I'll write that down and I'll send it to Lori. But like, it doesn't have to be anything direct. You don't have to invite them all the time to this group. It's all about making that first initial contact, right? And then once you have that, cool. Go and start doing polls on your Instagram. And every single person that answers a poll, unless they're a coach, you guys, and please don't we get a lot of coaches that answer polls because they want to be nice or they want to help out our ratings, right? Or we have a lot of bots. But if they're not a coach and they're not a bot, right? Reach out to them. Who cares if they don't answer you back the first time? You want to know something? They go right here on my tracker and I follow up with them until they do answer me. And I mean that. Every single month, I probably have, 5-10 people I continuously follow up with, and I'm fine with that. And people ask me all the time, like, who exactly goes on your tracker? Every single person I talk with that day. I highlight them when they've gotten, if I have a link out to them and they've purchased the link, I highlight them, and that's when I move them into, I do MailChimp. That's when I move them over to my MailChimp. That's when I send them their email. That's when I get them added to my group, right? But I don't make it complicated. And yeah, I might have the same person on here 5 times. Okay, cool. It's a reminder I need to follow up with them again. It's not a bad thing. Until they have a highlight on their name, I'm going to follow up with them anyways. So consistently following up and adding every single day. You know those suggested people that come down? If they're not a coach and they have more than 3 or 4 mutual friends, I friend them if they're a woman. I'm not big on men in my bit. I don't like a lot of men watching my Instagram. I get a lot of Middle Eastern men just because of where my business started, and I do block them. I'm very conscious at my following, you guys. And if you aren't, I challenge you to maybe go through and go through your feed. And if it's just a bunch of random things, go through and unfollow people. just because you have like 30,000 followers doesn't mean it's going to be your niche market and the people that you want to come on board with you. So I think I'm sitting at like 5,500 followers, if that. And I can honestly tell you, like, I engage with a lot of my followers, a lot of them. But I also go through and weed out the ones that that if they're bots or if they're random people that I've never even like come in contact with. So, Lori, does that help at all?
Yes, it does. I was reading some messages I had gotten. So I just wanted her to kind of go through that because I know that we all can have so much going on in our lives. And especially right now, it is the holidays. We have things going on with family, and my daughter's birthday is next week. You know, it's like we got to get all the Christmas stuff done, the decorating, the parties, you know, the family events. But this is the time when you have to do exactly what Heather said, is really change your mindset, to focus on what can you do in these last few weeks instead of saying, well, I didn't do it, so let me just wait till the new year. It's kind of like we think about our resolutions, like our goal weights. You know, it's like people are going to decide to do something now and get to the end of the year and start the new year feeling amazing, or they're going to wait until January and then start then. But the problem if you do that is what you're doing right now is going to prepare you for what you're going to do all next year. The way that you show up, even if it's hard, even if you're busy, even if you've got some major life things going on, being still consistent with the thing that you can control, which is how you choose to respond to things, which is your mindset. So that's still doing your workouts every day, still sharing, you know, how you're using the products and what they're doing. And I saw someone that mentioned they can't afford to do this. Well, if you can't afford to buy products and to be active, you have to really lean into this business to allow it to be the opportunity to change your financial situation in order to be able to afford these products. So there's going to be person A that says, I can't afford this, like this is not going to happen. And then there's person B that says, I have to make this work because I can't afford it. So I'm going to stay up later. I'm going to skip some of these parties. I'm going to, you know, really invest my time. I'm going to do 100% on my nutrition plan because I have to eat anyways. So it's how can you really dive into the mental piece of it, that mindset, in order to get you so committed to what you're doing right now, despite what's going on, that when January comes and people are starting to look around and they're going to say, you know what? I see Jennifer right there. And I saw that she showed up every day and she was really busy, but she committed to this. And I want someone that's going to be committed because I can't really commit to myself. Or they're going to think, you know what? But my friend Whitney, you know, she's a coach and I know we've talked before, but she didn't really like do anything this month. So who are they going to want to go with? They're going to want to go with the person that was committed, that despite what was going on in their life, that they showed that you can be, you know, you can do these hard things with hard things going on. You know, people want a lighthouse. They want someone that can shine on to them when they're not really strong enough to do it themselves. So a lot of times it's harder than what we think, but you guys, everyone can do hard things. You just have to put it in your mind that you can actually do it. And once you put that in there, whether it is you change the password on your computer, which is what I did at the beginning of this year, to be some type of positive affirmation of what your goal is for the end of the year, do that. Do something every day that's going to be able to help you get to that next level. Whether it's your mind that you need to worry about, whether it's your goals that you need to worry about, these last 4 weeks can change everything for what you're trying to accomplish next year. And the more that you focus on what you can do and what you can control, the more that you're going to see a change in your business. So that means showing up every day. You have 1 month. Commit to this. In the hardest time of the year, imagine if you actually committed to this new bar program, even though you can only do a little bit of it. You still have 3 weeks to do another program. Commit to something that can get you results. Do a 3-day refresh. Show that you can do it 100%. But find something in the midst of this month that you can commit 100% to, not because you know, maybe you just want to, but because you need to show other people what's possible. That even though it's going to be parties, even though it's going to be life things, you know, show them of what they can accomplish. So then when January comes and you're ready, set with your business goals and things that you want to accomplish, you can look back and say, I did all that I could do. And now people are going to come to you and say, okay, I believe in you and I believe that you're going to be able to help me get to the next level as well. So I didn't see any other specific questions. Hold on, I'm reading through these.
Somebody asked about a timeline for One Star again, Lori, I think, and this is my personal feeling on it, because Lori will tell you it's totally possible. And that's kind of our affirmation. It has been our affirmation. Like, you guys, hands down, totally possible in the next 3 weeks. I've just built my second CBC. I have 8 coaches underneath me since November 15th. Okay. I am not building it to diamond for reasons, and I will go and I will do that in the January of next year. But there's no reason you can't get to 1 star, right? Now, I will say this, like, if you want to qualify for New Leader Conference, then get your butt to 1 star. Okay? What's holding you back? Like, what's holding you back from like getting you to 1 star? Okay. For me, for so long, it was because I didn't want to have my husband, until I had somebody else on this side, be a diamond coach. And so for 4 years, he sat on this side as an emerald coach. And when I was ready to run, I was ready to run big time. So there is no timeline. It's put your mindset to it and just freaking do it. You can do it, right? You're in week 3 of qualification. There you go. There you go. If you can do it, you guys. Okay. But that's it. I mean, it's just a mindset game for real. And if you guys look at my Instagram page, I can't share a lot of what I've shared tonight with you guys on there, because my husband's employer's wives follow me. So I am behind closed doors. I can answer a ton of questions like about things that go on over there. And I tell my teams all the time what's going on. And I share what I can. And that's what you can do too. You can share what you can. You don't always have to go into the deep, raw, and real, but you share what you can, and you relate to what you relate because you can. So. All right. Is that it? Or we have more questions, Lori?
Yeah, something came up about using spouses' accounts. Says, how do you go about getting paid? Well, if it's your spouse account, I mean, you get paid because it's your spouse. So, but there's tons of trainings back there on, how you set that up. Obviously, you want them to be, still a coach. They need to know that they're a coach. They need to know they're coaching and part of it. So, but that's something totally separate. It's a whole other call right there. I don't see anything else. So all I can say to you guys is, if you're not doing a book, make a decision tonight of what that's going to be and start that tomorrow. You don't need a Monday. You don't need a new week. You don't need a new year. Just make the decision that tomorrow's going to be that new day. If you don't like to read, find Audible and pick something and start committing to that. When you're washing the dishes, when you're driving your car, when you're, before you get on the radio, take your 30-minute commitment to yourself and say, okay, I'm going to listen for 30 minutes. And then the other thing is commit to showing up for your workout, doing that as though it is a job task that you have to do every single day. Drinking your shakes and sharing about your pre-workout. Maybe you do the bars, whatever it is that you use, find a way to add that into your life and sharing it, not selling it, you're sharing it and how you're using it and what it's doing for you. And then make a commitment to just start conversations. I challenge you to just start 10 conversations a day. I honestly do way more than that. Okay, but start with 10 that have nothing to do with Beachbody. That's something that you can just send someone a compliment. Like, imagine how good that feels if that can change someone's day, to just say, your outfit is so cute today. Oh my gosh, your tree looks amazing. Your kids are adorable. Like, something that can just make someone else smile. Start 10 conversations of nothing but just a compliment. It's the time of the year when what could anything do but just being kind, okay? And I'm gonna challenge you, if you do that every day, just starting those simple things, that's gonna add up big over time. when you make the decision to focus on what you can control, which are those things, that will change your mindset. And when you make the decision to change your mindset, it changes your mood, it changes the outcome, and it changes everything that you can accomplish within your own personal life and within your business. You will find that everything will change. So I don't have anything else. I don't know if anybody else does, but that's it.
Well, thank you guys so much. And for sure, I really enjoyed speaking tonight. So if you have goals and you haven't hit them, go get them, you guys. We still have 3 weeks till the end of the year. So everybody on this call, set some big goals and hit them by going into the new decade where, you know, you never thought you could be. So hope you'll have a good night.